Oh, shoot. Scott.
Welcome to Channel. Kendall Jenner's journey to superstardom began not with fashion editorials or catwalks, but with the flashing cameras of reality television. Born in 1995 to Kris Jenner and Olympic gold medalist Caitlyn Jenner, Kendall was thrust into the spotlight at a young age when Keeping Up with the Kardashians premiered in 2007. As a young teenager on the show, Kendall stood out for her quieter, more reserved demeanor compared to her outgoing sisters. But what she lacked, in volume, she made up for in ambition. While much of her family leaned into the business of beauty, endorsements, and drama-driven entertainment, Kendall gravitated toward a different path: modeling. At just 14 years old, she signed with Wilhelmina Models and began building her portfolio, with commercial work including campaigns for Forever 21 and appearances in teen magazines. Many critics initially dismissed her aspirations, believing her success would be solely the result of her famous last name. But Kendall was determined to prove she was more than just a reality TV personality. She started taking modeling more seriously, focusing on industry credibility rather than instant fame. Her early runway appearances at New York Fashion Week were met with mixed reactions. Some praised her walk and look, while others accused her of benefiting from nepotism. Still, she persisted. Behind the scenes, she worked hard to earn her place, distancing herself from the Kardashian brand in the modeling world by using only her first name professionally in certain gigs and strategically selecting agencies and mentors. It was clear she wanted to be respected for her craft, not her celebrity. While her early years in modeling were filled with skepticism and scrutiny, Kendall remained focused on long-term growth. She worked with established photographers, walked in smaller shows, and learned the business of fashion from the ground up. Even though her start came from a television show watched by millions, Kendall showed early signs of discipline and a drive that hinted at her potential to become something more than just a familiar face on TV. This foundational phase of her career may have been steeped in privilege, but it was also marked by the struggle to transition from reality star to runway hopeful. And it's that struggle, combined with her tenacity, that would soon begin to pay off in ways that would silence many of her early critics. With a foot in the door and a clear vision of her future, Kendall Jenner was poised to redefine what it meant to be a model in the era of celebrity influence, breaking into high fashion and earning industry credibility. Kendall Jenner's true breakout moment in the modeling industry came around 2014, when she made a bold shift from commercial gigs to high fashion. Determined to be taken seriously by designers, stylists, and fashion editors, Kendall began working with the Society Management, the elite New York division of Elite World Group, which helped reframe her image in the eyes of industry insiders. Her decision to drop her last name in some professional settings sent a clear message. She was ready to carve her own path, independent of the Kardashian-Jenner brand. That same year, Kendall walked in some of the biggest shows at New York, Milan, and Paris fashion weeks, including Marc Jacobs, Chanel, Givenchy, and Balmain. Her Marc Jacobs runway debut, where she wore a sheer top and minimal makeup, was a statement of both her commitment and fearlessness. The high fashion world, notoriously hard to impress, began to pay attention, not just to the spectacle around her, but to her actual modeling talent. She wasn't just being booked because of her name anymore, she was walking for powerhouse designers who could afford to be selective. Soon, Kendall was gracing the covers of Vogue editions around the world, landing spreads in Harper's Bazaar and Love magazine, and becoming a regular collaborator with fashion photographer Mario Testino. Her growing portfolio reflected a new phase in her career, one built on consistency, professionalism, and evolving style. One of the biggest milestones came in 2015 when she was named the new face of Estée Lauder, a global endorsement that signaled her acceptance into the ranks of mainstream beauty icons. Kendall also became a fixture in the Victoria's Secret fashion show, joining the ranks of elite angels and further solidifying her crossover appeal. Critics who had once labeled her as a reality TV novelty began acknowledging her work ethic, runway presence, and photogenic versatility. Kendall managed to balance the demands of high fashion with her public image, avoiding overexposure by carefully choosing her projects and minimizing tabloid drama. While other models relied on exclusivity or anonymity to thrive in the industry, Kendall proved that being a celebrity and a model didn't have to be mutually exclusive, if you had the discipline to back it up. This chapter of her career was Not just about proving others wrong, but about proving to herself that she belonged in the fashion world on her own merit. Her bookings became more prestigious, her campaigns more global, and her place in the industry more respected. Kendall Jenner was no longer just a familiar face from television. She had earned her place among fashion's elite. Global supermodel. Status and cultural influence. By the late 2010s, Kendall Jenner had fully transformed from a TV personality into a globally recognized supermodel, securing her status among the fashion elite. She consistently ranked as one of the highest-paid models in the world, according to Forbes, thanks to her lucrative contracts with brands like Calvin Klein, Adidas, Fendi, and Versace. What set Kendall apart in this era was not just her ability to walk a runway, but her deep understanding of how to balance high-fashion credibility with mass-market appeal. She became a master of blending luxury with accessibility, working with both legacy fashion houses and younger streetwear-forward labels that appealed to Gen Z and millennials. Her social media presence played a huge role in that, with over 200 million followers on Instagram watching her every move. Rather than just posting personal updates, Kendall curated a brand image that aligned seamlessly with her modeling career, elevated, aspirational, but still relatable enough to maintain a massive fan base. She was no longer just participating in fashion. She was influencing it. Designers began booking her not just for her walk, but for her ability to bring a younger audience to their collections. Kendall also began to explore opportunities beyond the runway, launching ventures in skincare, fashion collaborations, and even branching into film and activism in subtle but intentional ways. Her tequila brand, 818, showed that she could parlay her fame into successful entrepreneurship, leveraging her image while maintaining a sleek, upscale aesthetic that fit her refined persona. Though she was still linked to the Kardashian empire, Kendall stood out for maintaining a level of privacy and poise rare among reality stars turned entrepreneurs. Her career became a blueprint for the modern model, someone who could command magazine covers, dominate ad campaigns, and remain a style icon without being boxed into one identity. In a decade, Kendall had navigated a complete image transformation, proving that with strategic choices, consistency, and a keen awareness of both industry and audience, a reality star could indeed become a respected figure in high fashion. Today, Kendall Jenner isn't just a product of her famous family. She's a cultural force in her own right. Her rise speaks to a larger shift in the fashion world, where legacy and influence now coexist. From walking the world's biggest runways to leading business ventures and setting beauty trends, Kendall has evolved into more than a model. She's a modern fashion mogul, defining what it means to be relevant, stylish, and enduring in the ever-changing landscape of fame.